The floor buckled beneath us with a sound like breaking bones. A whole section tilted, and I felt gravity shift as the concrete began its inevitable surrender to physics. "Move!" Selena grabbed my arm, pulling me toward the stairs as another chunk of floor collapsed into darkness. Behind us, the chemical vat groaned, its base scraping across failing concrete. Penguin waddled toward the broken window with surprising speed, his umbrella clutched tight. Shrek had already disappeared down the stairwell, his footsteps echoing frantically. And Joker. A helicopter's rotors cut through the night air above us. "He called for extraction," Bruce said in my ear. "Thermal shows the chopper descending toward the roof access." "Of course he did." I sprinted after Selena, taking the stairs 3 at a time. The building shuddered around us, decades of structural decay finally catching up. Dust cascaded from the ceiling. Metal shrieked as support beams twisted. We burst through the roof access door into freezing December wind. The helicopter hovered 20 feet above the roofline, a rope ladder swaying beneath it. And there, Joker was already halfway up, climbing with manic energy despite his injured arm. "You're not getting away," Penguin's voice carried across the roof. He emerged from a maintenance hatch on the far side, running in that distinctive waddle sprint of his. His umbrella fired a grappling line that caught the bottom rung of the ladder just as the helicopter began to rise. The ladder jerked downward under Penguin's weight. Joker looked down, his face twisting into something between amusement and annoyance. "Oswald, always the hanger-on." Joker's laughter cut through the rotor wash. Then Max Schreck appeared from the same stairwell we'd used, his expensive suit torn and stained. His eyes locked onto the ascending ladder, onto his only escape from a crumbling building and certain arrest. He ran. "Wait," I shouted, but my voice was lost in the helicopter noise. Shrek leaped, his businessman's desperation lending him athleticism I wouldn't have credited. His fingers closed around the ladder's bottom rung, right below Penguin's boots. The ladder went taut, with an audible snap of fibers beginning to separate. "That rope's not going to hold all 3 of you," I yelled, moving toward them instinctively. The helicopter climbed higher, the pilot apparently unaware of the extra weight. 50 feet up now. 75. The ladder swayed dangerously, its braided fibers stretching beyond their tolerance. I could see individual strands beginning to pop free, unraveling in slow motion. "Renee," Selena was beside me, her hand on my shoulder. "What are you thinking?" What was I thinking? These 3 men had terrorized Gotham. Joker had tried to kill me multiple times. Penguin ran half the organized crime in the city. Shrek had tried to hold the entire power grid hostage. They were monsters, every one of them. But they were also human beings, about to fall 200 feet onto concrete. "Get off," Penguin was kicking at Shrek below him. "You're going to kill us all." "I'm not dying in this godforsaken building." Shrek's voice cracked with terror. Above them both, Joker had stopped climbing. He looked down at his unwanted companions, then up at the helicopter, then across the gap to where I stood at the roof's edge. Even at this distance, I could see his smile. Another strand snapped. The ladder dropped 6 inches before catching. Penguin screamed. "Bruce," I subvocalized urgently. "The ladder's breaking. They've got maybe 30 seconds. "I see it." His voice was tight. "Dick's rappelling line could reach from the Queen's Row Tower if he had a clean angle, but the building's in the way. Renee, there's nothing you can do." But there was something. My grappling gun had 200 feet of high-tensile line. I could shoot it to the helicopter, create an additional support. Or I could use the gun to pull them back toward the roof before the ladder failed completely. Or I could let gravity and consequence take their natural course. "Stop the helicopter," I found myself shouting into the wind. "They're going to fall." The pilot couldn't hear me, or didn't care. The aircraft continued its ascent, now clearing the building's height, 100 feet up. 150. The ladder continued to fray, strand by strand. Joker was laughing. Of course he was laughing. This was his kind of chaos. 3 architects of Gotham's suffering, hanging by literal threads, while the city's protector had to choose whether to save them. You can't save all of us, Claw, Joker's voice carried down. But isn't it delicious trying to decide who deserves it most? The mad clown, the gangster penguin, the corrupt businessman, such a lovely moral calculus. Shrek was screaming now, his polished veneer completely shattered. Penguin had gone silent, his face purple with effort as he clung to the ladder with both arms. And Joker just kept climbing, putting distance between himself and the inevitable. Another strand popped, then 2 more in rapid succession. Renee, Selena's voice was quiet, meant only for me. Whatever you decide, I'm with you. I pulled the grappling gun from my belt. The weight was familiar, reassuring. I had 1 shot, maybe 2 if I was fast enough. But the helicopter was moving away from the building now, gaining altitude and distance. The angle was getting worse by the second. The ladder jerked again. 5 or 6 strands left, maximum. Penguin's grip was slipping. Shrek's face had gone white. And Joker was almost to the helicopter's bay door, still laughing at the cosmic joke of it all. 10 seconds, Bruce said quietly. My finger found the trigger. The building groaned beneath my feet, the chemical plant's death throes reaching even here. Somewhere behind us, the 2nd floor was probably collapsing entirely, the vat finally rupturing, chemicals flooding through the condemned structure. I raised the grappling gun, sighting along its barrel. And the rope ladder snapped.